Somebody's going to get their wig split. Who is going to get their wig split though? Mark Henry is talking about a retirement match. One more match for the world's strongest man. I don't know if he's the world's strongest man anymore. He doesn't look in good shape. I wouldn't even call him sexual chocolate. More like melted chocolate. I think it's been a while since Mark Henry was in any sort of condition to be having matches. But he seems to think that he could be available for one more. He thinks he's got one more match left in the tank if he gets the right opponent, if he gets into the right shape, and if Tony Khan picks the right time and right place. Welcome back to Fog Wrestling, guys, and I just don't think that I want to see Mark Henry wrestle again. Mark Henry, decent big guy, nothing more than that, nothing less. I feel like he definitely got better towards the end of his career. I think when we approached like the 2010s, I think that's when he began to come into his own, and he'd the run on SmackDown. Then he had the whole retirement speech with the pink salmon suit, where he fooled Cena and ended up competing for the WWE Championship.
That's what I do!
Now, he wasn't successful, but for me, that was probably the best run of Mark Henry's career. I think if you look back and you see Mark Henry in the 90s, then you look at him in the early 2000s, I mean, the guy always showed up, wrestled for like 3 months, then they realised, you know what, he sucks, then they sent him away. Even when he was around in full-time roster in 2006, and they were pairing him like with Undertaker, I always felt like those matches absolutely sucked. I was never a big fan of Mark Henry.
No, Mark Henry, he doesn't, I mean, would I go as far as say he doesn't deserve a retirement match? Probably.
I wouldn't say he doesn't deserve a retirement match, but I would say I don't really want to see him in a retirement match.
Look at Big Show's match in AEW, you don't remember that? He came out, his hips, he could barely fucking walk, and he was like struggling. Mark Henry, no man. Last time Mark Henry did anything physical, he came out in a fucking scooter.
Yeah, that's my last memories of Mark Henry.
Randy Orton.
Look, I'm all for the guy having a retirement match if he's capable, but I think it would absolutely suck. So he was doing an interview on Insight with Chris Van Phillip, some podcast. If you know, you know. We don't really know. But he was talking about what he would do in terms of one last match, and that Tony Khan was asking him why you're not wrestling anymore. He said that he wants to be on the executive side, and he basically got signed to AEW in one day after a conversation with Tony Khan. And then he spoke about potentially doing a retirement match, and this is what he says, quote, "You know what, I thought about it, and every time I think about it, I think, who would be the person? I guess you could put up a poll someday and say, who would you like to see Mark Henry have his last match against? You better do it fast, because every day I wake up I'm thinking I might just have to go put that one to bed." So, yeah, that's what Mark Henry's opinion is. And then asked if he'd do one more match in AEW, he said, "You know what? I have to think about it. I would have to start training and see how my body feels. I haven't taken a bump in years, but I'm open to the conversation."
I'm not open to the conversation, Mark Henry. It's a no for me. I'm sorry, I don't want to see it. Would I prefer it over 99% of the stuff in AEW? Yes, but that doesn't mean it's good.
No, it doesn't mean it's good. Mark Henry,
It's time for your Rampage main event. Yeah, just stick to that, Mark, right? And even that's probably been fucking put out since Rampage is like the third show now.
Who would they face, though? I just don't think the styles would really mesh, because you've got Mark Henry, who is slow in his prime. I mean, the guy hasn't wrestled in well over 5 years. He's going to be even slower now. I mean, he walks and moves like he's underwater. And you just look at the style of AEW, there is no like psychology. Everyone just does flips and super kicks and dives, and I just don't really look at the AEW roster, and I don't see somebody that I think, you know what, I think Mark Henry could have a good match with him. I'm just not seeing it.
No, I agree with you. And to be honest, you look at, who was Big Show against when he had his match?
QT Marshall. Or maybe him. Maybe QT Marshall.
Yeah, there's no reason, right? I mean, I know I buried Henry there, but see this at Wembley show, Mark Henry's retirement match. I mean, that's a selling point.
I think if he's going to have a retirement match, just do something similar to what Taz done at ECW, One Night Stand.
I just have him squash somebody.
Like Jerry, yeah, literally, that's all it has to be. Mark Henry. No, we're not. The match shouldn't go any more than it shouldn't go anywhere. It should be like under a minute.
Exactly.
Literally under a minute.
Who wants to see 50-year-old Mark Henry run about? Well, say run about, waddle about for 10 minutes. Not me, not you, not yous at home.
Literally, you could just do World's Strongest Slam splash, 1, 2, 3, good night.
Do that though? Think he could run off the ropes and do a splash?
Alright, then he just falls over and lands on somebody. 1, 2, 3, good night.
Splash.
The fall and splash.
The mannequin splash.
Anyway, there you go. I mean, I like the idea of wrestlers getting retirement matches, but I do think some wrestlers leave it too late when they're actually fucked, and then you're like, well, you know what, are you in any shape to do a retirement match?
No, you're absolutely
Which is why I think a lot of wrestlers should maybe just retire earlier rather than being forced into retirement. Because you can't tell me that Big Show, Mark Henry, you can't tell me, and they should probably know, but that based on their size and the physicality of them and just like the body mass, that, you know, their bodies, they're not going to be able to go as long as maybe other guys would. Big Show was never going to be able to wrestle into his 60s.
No.
That was never going to fucking happen. Same with Mark Henry. Same with Big Daddy V. Although Big Daddy V's dead.
You're not surprised the Big Show did so long?
I am. I'm actually surprised Big Show managed to get into, like, even in late 2000, like 14, 15, he was like in their 40 and he was having regular matches on Raw.
But Henry's been very inactive though.
He has. Look, I like the idea of wrestlers having wrestling matches, but I think, like, retirement matches, but I think if they want to have them, then they should probably pick and choose when they're going to retire, and they should probably do it while they're still in half decent shape, and not try and do a retirement match when they can no longer go, because to me it does seem like a bit of a money grab now.
Yes, I totally understand where you're coming from, but I think AEW works differently to WWE. I don't know how it works, personally, but if I was to make a prediction,
I think it works differently, but I don't know how it works. No,
right. Tony Khan.
Quote say a wise man right there.
Well, listen to this, right? The wise man's about to lay the smackdown, right? Tony Khan hands out money like it's going out of fashion. Yes or no?
Aye.
Right? See with Vince, everything's very neat. It's like, you get your wee pay-per-view bonus, your t-shirt sales. Do you honestly think that Mark Henry would get much more money by actually wrestling a fucking match? He's probably on about 20 billion per Rampage appearance because of the amount of money Tony Khan's got.
Whereas Tony Khan might be offering him an extra $1 trillion to do a retirement match.
Yeah. That's what my point is.
Look, I don't want to see it. Mark Henry, it's not worth risking your life, not worth risking your health. It could go horribly wrong. Fuck it. Just retire. You know, like you said, you're on the executive side now. You're doing that. It keeps you at the ring. Your body's healing up. Well, maybe it's not healing up, but you get my point. Just stay outside the ring. Why not be a manager?
Exactly, he could do that.
Or you've already got this like backstage personality role, but there's other things you can do. You don't have to wrestle, so just let it go. We'll catch you guys in the next one. But let us know, do you want to see Mark Henry have one last retirement match?
The Big Show, break the fucking ring, come on!
I mean, these guys could barely move 5 years ago. I don't know what they're moving like now.
They can't move.
It's not very good, guys. Anyway, till next time.
In the ring.
Well, they certainly can't move the AEW ratings, so yeah, bit stationary. Until next time, peace.